The biggest video game leak, I would say ever, has happened, and it's absolute mayhem. All right, guys, before we get into this, I have 4 months to hit my goal of 10,000 subscribers. I see a lot of you are new to this channel. If you are, please consider hitting that subscribe button if you enjoy this video. So one of the biggest, if not the biggest game release this generation is going to be Grand Theft Auto 6, a game people have been waiting for 3 generations now. As this first release back on the Xbox 360, went through the Xbox One, and is available now on the Xbox Series X and S, and it is still a massive game with Grand Theft Auto 5, especially Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, there has already been information that has come out about Grand Theft Auto 6 in terms of the protagonist and the setting and some of the things that they are planning on potentially changing for this game. Now, all of this hasn't been confirmed by Rockstar, but this is something that we saw back in July, which had a lot of people talking, where they say here the game will feature a playable female protagonist for the first time, and that the woman is Latina and will be on a pair of leading characters in the story influenced by the bank robbers Bonnie and Clyde. And I talked about this. I said I have absolutely no problem that it's going to have a female protagonist, and it's going to be a Bonnie and Clyde story, which is a very realistic story for Grand Theft Auto and for Grand Theft Auto 6. It'll be cool to see how this all works out and how they write this into the game and what these characters are all about. Then they mentioned here that developers are also being cautious not to punch down by making jokes about marginalized groups, which is going to be a big contrast from previous Grand Theft Auto games. And when it comes to the information we have so far about this game, that to me is the more concerning part, not because I think it's great to make fun of people and to punch down on marginalized groups, but if you're censoring the writers of Grand Theft Auto, where every single game that they have made being satirical and making fun of literally everybody has been a part of the game. It is part of the fabric of what Grand Theft Auto is. Completely changing that to adjust to today's political climate, I think could hurt the game. And it may be one of those situations where the story gets leaked early and then people are very upset and they don't go ahead, and it is not as big of a success. You can think of something like The Last of Us 2, where that game got leaked. Yes, it's decently low, but you can see that it definitely had an effect on the success of The Last of Us 2, especially with the recent sales numbers that we got about that game, selling I think over just like 10 million copies or so. People expect that to be a lot higher, and I think that leak was a big factor. People just didn't like the story and where they were taking it. But the story has been leaked, but we did get one of the biggest, if not the biggest leak I've ever seen in video game history, with the magnitude and scope as to how this is evolving, and it's absolutely crazy. And that is on Sunday, I think it was pretty early in the morning, or maybe it was even very late Saturday night. There were about 90 plus videos of Grand Theft Auto that came out that people were starting to look at and circulate around the internet, trying to figure out, is this a fake leak? Because there's been tons of fake leaks for Grand Theft Auto and just for other games out there. It's hard to tell whether it is the actual thing or not. And it was officially confirmed that it is Grand Theft Auto 6 leaks very early footage of the game in development, with lots of writing and information and then different graphics on the screen that you can see. It's literally just the development process of the game, with like debugging information and everything popping up, and you have people looking at it and saying that it doesn't look good, which is absolutely absurd because it's such an early version of the game. I think it even has like early builds on there, like maybe like 2019 or 2020. It's crazy. I'm not going to show any of the videos because obviously of the DMCA stuff, I don't want to risk that whatsoever. But this leak has just absolutely blown up, and there's actually a decent story to it right now that is continuously evolving, and I'm very interested to see where this all goes. So basically, a hacker has all this footage they put out, and the hacker requested that someone from Rockstar or Take-Two contact them after it went unexpectedly viral, which is hilarious to think about, because if you're leaking Grand Theft Auto 6 and you didn't expect it to go viral, I don't know which world you live in. But here is the hacker. It is Teapot Uber Hacker, and this is what they posted. Okay, so this has gone unexpectedly viral, woke up to 3,000 Telegram DMs. And if you're an employee of Rockstar or Take-Two and are trying to contact me, send me a message containing, and then there's a number there on Telegram, or you can email me from your corporate email address, and I will try to read all the replies soon. Continues on here to expand on his request and what he wants to happen, he or she, whoever the hacker is, what they want to happen with this leak, saying that they have GTA 5 and GTA 6 source code and assets and a GTA 6 testing build, and that they are looking to negotiate and make a deal. And that is the main reason as to why they are doing this, and they are going to be accepting nothing less than 5 figures, as we had people here actually reaching out to the hacker, pretending to be employees of Rockstar or Take-Two, and they just kind of reiterated what they wanted, that they have all the source code and they're going to put it out for the public unless they get paid. And then they go down here in another group and they write, all source code and assets for GTA 5 are available, along with GTA 6 documents. Speak to me in DMs. GTA 6 is not for sale at this moment. No offers under 5 figures. So absolutely crazy. And we don't know if this person actually has the source code or not, but they're saying and claiming that they do, based on the fact that they were able to leak out 90 plus videos of literally GTA 6 in development. You can probably bet they have a lot more information that they are withholding, and they are just waiting to get into contact with somebody to see if they are going to get money out of this, and then they'll give back the information. The thing here is the chances that any deal is negotiated or made with Rockstar and Take-Two is probably 0%. There's no way Rockstar and Take-Two are going to negotiate with this person and then pay them for this information. What they're doing right now is they are DMCAing everything, trying to get as much information off of the internet. Obviously, it is impossible to get it all off of the internet. I mean, you can still go and find those videos. A lot of videos have been taken down, but Rockstar and Take-Two, I mean, their lawyers are very, very strong. They go after a lot of people. They go after people for mods and all that type of stuff. So this person, if they think that they are going to be getting a deal from Rockstar and Take-Two, I don't know if that's even something that is going to be even considered by them. In fact, they're probably doing everything in their power right now to try to figure out how this hack happened, who potentially this could be, and then they're going to throw the full force of their lawyers at them and sue them, and there's going to be dire consequences for this hacker if they get caught. Now, there was another part of the story that developed later on in the day, and it's been updated now, but apparently somebody thought they had paid the hacker for GTA 5 source code and actually gave them 5 bitcoins, which was $100,000. And then the hacker came out and said that that wasn't them, it was somebody impersonating them. So it's crazy how this is evolving into just a much bigger story. This is going to be a big story that is talked about everywhere. It's not just going to be in the video game industry. I think this is going to be something you see eventually make itself out there to more of the mainstream, just because of how large this is and what is going on with stuff like the 100K Bitcoin and the impersonating and all of that type of stuff. And it reminds me of some of the biggest video game hacks of my life that I can remember from the top of my head. One of the ones that is infamous to me that I always think about whenever stuff like this happens was this here. I don't know if you guys remember this, but this was before the release of the Xbox One, where we got all of the information about exactly what Xbox One was going to be, with Project Durango, where somebody had hacked in to Microsoft, got the information of the specs of it, and then actually built the Xbox One in a PC and then sold it on eBay, and they made a bunch of money off of that. And it was such an interesting story. So I'll have this linked in the description below if you want to go through and read about it. But it reminds me of stuff like this. It also reminds me of the PlayStation Network hack, which completely stole everybody's information, and we realized that like PlayStation was storing passwords in plain text pretty much. So it's crazy. This stuff is always very interesting to see what happens. We'll see what type of effect this has on Grand Theft Auto 6. You have people out here very concerned that because this leak is so big and because they have leaked source code, that it may delay Grand Theft Auto 6 even further, even to the extent that they are going to cancel it this generation and push it off until next generation. I don't see that happening. I think in maybe a couple months from now, if they're able to get a bunch of information taken off of the internet, they're able to find this person, they can kind of contain it and slow it down, and they'll be able to release an incredible GTA 6. I don't think that GTA 6 leaks of the gameplay or anything that would affect people wanting to pick up and play Grand Theft Auto. People know what they're getting in Grand Theft Auto. They know Grand Theft Auto 6 was coming, and it's always a very highly polished game that a lot of people are going to be excited for. But all in all, just an absolutely crazy situation going on here, and it's a story that continues to unfold. But that's it for me, guys. Let me know your thoughts on this. But that's it for me, guys. Let me know your thoughts on everything that is going on right now with this GTA 6 leak. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here and you liked what you saw, consider hitting that subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video.